Are you streaming that, or is that just recording?
No, it's HD video. I've never done streams before. I mean, I think they're great technology, but I want to see high quality video.
Yeah.
I think they're good for dangerous situations where your footage might not survive for sure, but
All this?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it just for, get it off site, but I try to couple this.
I don't know, I'm not finding, I don't know what this would be. Would this be Maryville, obviously?
Yeah.
I guess they don't have a, it's not listed on the
Yeah,
side.
some of them are on this for sure. Well, we've been streaming for 10 minutes, so.
Well, at least we're documenting the speedy service of the Maryville Police Department here. They're really keen on answering questions. They've investigated the vehicle before they even came to answer our query here, so.
And we know there's somebody in there because we saw someone looking out the window.
They're running a check on you to see how dangerous you are.
Yeah, right.
Who is this guy? Who's he with?
Yeah, right. Look at this beard. He's got to be up to no good.
Those are those guys from that Facebook page.
Right, well, that's funny too, because it's like, what do you guys don't want to have a face-to-face or what? We're just trying to discuss our public safety, guys, like honestly. Like, I mean, that is kind of what this is, so. I find it interesting that they're so slow. Like, I wouldn't even accept this from like my pizza delivery guy.
I know, right? Well, they actually know you have options and you wouldn't go with them if they.
Well, maybe they're cooking a pizza back there for us. somewhere.
It's happened before, right? We have delivered pizza.
Oh yeah.
Knock on the door.
Yeah, right. They're after me. That chick is delusional. They're probably all looking copblock.org up right now. Who are these people? What are they doing here? Why do they want to talk to us about things?
The most important thing, payments.
Like, I guess obviously you can't just walk in, huh?
Oh, it's locked, I'm sure.
I don't even want to try because then they'll come out and say I was trying to break in or something.
Right.
These guys work long, hard hours though, man.
Banker hours.
Yeah, right. Obviously somebody's in there doing something. Filing papers, watching television.
Yeah, maybe they have like cages in there and they have to have someone present or something. I shouldn't say they have to, someone chooses that position.
Yeah, exactly, good call.
They don't have to subsist on stolen money.
You don't have to, that is correct. Of course, I don't understand that, so.
That's why we're hoping to have a conversation. Maybe I'll get an update. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
How you doing, sir?
Hi, how you guys doing?
Doing well.
Pretty well.
Fantastic.
Good,
Want to let you know we're recording if it's not obvious.
all right.
But I was hoping to be able to speak with someone about the MRAP vehicle.
What about it?
Just the need for it in a community like this.
Well, we have a tactical team that uses that.
Okay, do you think a vehicle like that is conducive to a free society, something like that?
You never know. You never know what you might need to help people in the community.
Has it been used for anything where it's been better had than not had?
You know what, I couldn't even tell you because I'm not on the tactical team.
Dude, what if a vehicle like a tank were offered to the police outfit here? Would that be accepted as well?
You never know what you might need. I mean, if you have a hostage situation, if you have somebody barricaded, holding innocent people, you might need a vehicle that's fortified to protect the officers when they're trying to help somebody.
So you don't personally have any qualms with knowing that there's soon to be 2,700 of those vehicles distributed around the states?
Not as long as they're trying to help people.
Interesting.
What would be the stated purposes for those? Like, which situations would they use those in?
Like I said, if you have somebody that's barricaded in with innocent people, somebody holding people hostage, you never know. You never know what kind of, armored vehicle you'd have to use for that.
You don't think if people who work for a coercive monopoly that, hold themselves accountable to the, that investigate themselves, if you provide such hardware to them, that might create a situation that isn't ideal?
I don't know, you're getting political on me, and all I'm here is to help people.
Well-
Help people, people that are, kidnapped, held hostage, school shootings, you never know what kind of vehicle you might need. I don't know what the politics would be of it. I'm just here in the business of protecting and serving the public.
Would you happen to know, and can you disclose the cost of the vehicle?
That I don't know.
Okay. How long have you had it?
I don't know that either. Monday, there should be some administration here.
Yeah,
They
this is-
have all the paperwork, and they can tell you whatever you need to know.
It's kind of a strange hour, yeah. Well, that's good.
So, did you have any other questions?
Well, yeah, I would just say my town in Keene, New Hampshire, they recently acquired a Bearcat, and there was a strong outcry from the community saying it's unnecessary, and that's pretty much just an armored vehicle. It can supposedly stop a .50 caliber. But the thing that raises my interest about the MRAP is it seems to be a much more militarized vehicle than a Bearcat, which, a Bearcat might actually be useful in an active shooter situation, but the MRAP just seems like it's, I don't know, anti-missile or something. It just seems like totally unnecessary in the United States.
In this day and age, I did talk about hostage situations and people and school shootings, where people would be taken hostage. But also you have to take into consideration that you never know if we would be coming to a terrorist attack. If somebody were to try to occupy a mall or put down improvised explosive devices. In that situation, you might need a vehicle like that. You just don't know what to expect, and you just have to prepare to ensure the safety of the community. And if it takes having an armored vehicle like that, just in case something like that happened, then I think it's a good thing.
Well, I mean, if we're to take the safety justification was logically extreme, then perhaps like when babies are born, they should just be put in concrete cages and for the rest of their lives, and that way there's no harm to come to people.
Freedom and liberty, but what I'm saying is that if you have a terrorist attack, you might want to safeguard the public by having a vehicle like that.
I mean, what might you? Do you think it's a reasonable person might see a vehicle like that and think that actually creates more terror and fear than the fear tactics put forth of this amorphous terrorism and war on terrorism?
I would encourage any civilian in this town, if they have any qualms about that vehicle, that they can always attend one of our public meetings and bring it up if they feel that it's what were the words that you used? You thought it was...
It's security theater. I mean, it's the war on terror is security theater. It's trying to grow the police apparatus here under this guise of protection, and instead it's creating more division between the so-claimed protectors and the you use the word civilian, and I take issue with that term because that implies that there's non-civilians that maybe have different sets of rights than civilians.
Well, you're entitled to the opinion that it may be intimidating, but I think that, if we had a group of people that lived in town and they attended one of these public meetings and they knew we had this vehicle, I would think that a large portion of the people would be glad that our department has been proactive in safeguarding the community against something like a terrorist attack. So you're welcome to come to one of our public meetings with the town council and bring up your concerns that it's intimidating.
When are those meetings?
Tuesdays, it's the second Tuesday of every month, I believe.
Okay. If a private industry had a vehicle like that without, political state permission, would that be acceptable?
I don't know. I don't know I'd have to research the law in terms of a public entity or a private person owning, a vehicle like that.
Okay.
What the law is on that.
Well,
Well, my earlier question about a coercive monopoly, and you refer to it as political speech. I don't understand what's political. To me, it's factual because, y'all's outfit as well as the regional SWAT team that you said has use of that. I mean, they're all paid for with stolen money, correct?
I don't know where they get the funds. It could be grant money. I don't know. You'd have to talk to the administration about that. I don't know where the money comes from.
Well, I mean, even if the grant money came through the federal outfits, I mean, it's still taken from somebody.
I don't know where the funds are derived, so.
but your colleagues that might drive that vehicle or be, transported in that vehicle, how are they paid?
How are my colleagues paid? They're paid by the public.
Right.
They're on the department.
So
Is contributing to that system voluntary or compulsory?
Well, it's tax money, people pay their taxes, and the taxes provide the money for public safety.
Is it voluntary?
Voluntary to pay your taxes?
Yeah.
You have to pay your taxes.
So is it voluntary or compulsory?
It's, you have to pay your taxes. Well, you can use whatever language you want. But again, we're getting into political discussion, and I'm really just here to talk about public safety. And I don't have the answers about where the funds come from. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Right, I just asked you to think about, if public safety at the end of the day is the goal, then if you say a certain group of people has a right to steal from others to then protect them, I don't think you're going to get safety ever through an institution like that. Instead, it's an institution, that does the exact opposite.
All I know is we're here to answer calls for people that say that they need help. If somebody's stealing from them, if they're being hurt, we're there to answer the phone, and we're there to go into any situation.
Well, again, to go back to his question, if someone's getting stolen from, that could be called, that's what taxation is, correct? It's not voluntary, correct?
Well, when you live in the United States, you have to pay your taxes.
Well, one of my concerns is that it may be used, and it would be great if there was a situation in which it really was needed and actually put to use. I don't know if that'll actually be the case, but I foresee the use of such vehicles being used in drug raids or raids of people's houses. And so I think there's a major issue with there being someone who's not actually victimizing someone, but their behavior is criminalized, and this military hardware is being used on them. I see that as something that's a potential threat to not just the people it's being used on, but.
Are in a community and one of those raids occur and you think that it was not in the best interest of public safety, you always have the right to, like I said, attend a public meeting and air your grievances. Okay. All right, gentlemen?
Well, thanks for coming out to speak with us. Could we get your first name,
thank you
please?
very much.
What's that?
What's your first name, please?
Nick.
Oh, thank you, Nick.
All right. Take care,
All right,
gentlemen.
take
Thank you. Have a great night.
Peace.
Berzak. Entertain a few questions from us, so that's what it is, I guess. I don't think, I hope many people wouldn't readily want that in their neighborhoods, but.
Well, I was glad to hear first that his interest was in public safety and helping people, but unfortunately I don't see that type of vehicle as being one that's going to be used to help people. I see it as one that's going to be used to scare and intimidate people, maybe ram through the door of a drug dealer or something like that. If there's an actual hostage situation or something like that where it is useful, wonderful if it does get used in a situation like that, but I really don't see, in the United States, the IEDs, terrorism, I don't think that's something that's commonplace here in Indiana, anywhere else in the United States.
Yeah, and some of the stated rationale for this vehicle where, it could drive through like 3 feet of snow and things like that. Like, well, they don't have plows up here. I'm sure that's not true,
Well, we don't got time to plow. We got a drug house to raid. I'm sure they have to say. But, I don't know. He was pleasant. He didn't really start getting flustered, so that's good.
Yeah, he was nice.
Nice guy. He's caught up in an extortion racket, though, unfortunately. I don't want to recommend it. Yeah. Did you see him kind of flounder when I asked him to pay your taxes?
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah. Good fool of all.